A new pet for Bluey and Bingo? The story of Chilli's mom? Bandit and Chilli's wedding? These are more ideas for Bluey's 4th season episodes. The new pet. Something quite exciting is Bluey and Bingo wanting to get a pet. In several episodes, we've seen that they do indeed have pets in the world of Bluey, as shown in the episode Copycat. When Bandit and Bluey take the little bird to the vet, we also see someone else bringing in their pet iguana. And the fact that there are veterinarians in this world tells us a lot. The question here is, what kind of pets do they have? I know everyone wants Bluey and Bingo to adopt a kitten, and although it might seem crazy to have both a dog and a cat as pets, I'm sure it's not impossible. Well, if you remember in the episode Shops, Bluey and her friends play pet store, and Bluey pretends to be a cat.
Meow, meow.
That suggests that cats can indeed be pets for dogs in the world of Bluey. And of course there are already dogs that have had cats as pets. If not, where did Bluey and her friends get this idea? This episode could even explain what responsibility means for children. I hope Ludo Studios considers one of these ideas like they did in the episode The Sign. Chilli's mom. And something that definitely deserves its own episode is the mysterious mom of Chilli. We've only seen this other grandmother of Bluey and Bingo once throughout the series. We barely know anything about Chilli's family, and it would be great to have an episode not only with Chilli's mom, but with her entire family. Imagine if we could see how Chilli and Brandy's relationship was when they were younger. We might even learn new details about Brandy. Personally, I think Brandy hides many mysteries that we'll slowly uncover. This episode could also help us understand why Brandy is so distant from Chilli. So far, we know that Chilli's mom has probably passed away, which is why the episode could be told by Chilli herself. Wouldn't Bluey and Bingo have questions about their other grandmother? This might even become one of the most emotional episodes of the series, given that we know Chilli gets a bit sad when she remembers her mom. Bluey the musical. Every successful series should have at least one musical. That's why we think Bluey should have a musical at some point. But a musical about what? Well, the answer is simple, folks, and it has to do with the busker dog we've seen in several episodes. In fact, for those who didn't know, this busker dog represents the composer of Bluey's songs, Geoff Bush. It'll be great if this busker dog visited Bluey's school to teach the kids about music. Maybe even teach us how to play the iconic Bluey theme song. This episode would be epic, as we've seen Bluey loves pretending she's singing as if she were at the opera. What if this is one of Bluey's hobbies when she grows up? Bandit and Chilli's childhood. So far we know about Bandit's childhood, and a bit about Chilli when she was little. But we've only seen these two together as kids once. What happened after that? How did they become a couple? How were they at school? Friends, I think we need an episode dedicated to when Bandit and Chilli were young. Who wouldn't want to see how they grew older together until they got married? If we've already seen Rat and Frisky's wedding, now we want to see Bandit and Chilli's wedding. Do you think Brandy also attended this wedding? Or did she disappear too? What other ideas do you have for Bandit and Chilli's childhood? The family album. In the 3 seasons we've had of Bluey, we've seen very little about Nana and Grandpa Bob's lives. One idea we have to show more about the grandparents is that Bluey finds a family album and asks Bandit about the photos. The little we saw about Bandit's childhood in the episode Fairy Tales was quite interesting, and it'll be more interesting to see Nana and Bob in their youth. What was the world like back then? They could even tell us how Nana and Bob met. And now that I think about it, the episode could also be told by Nana. One of those times when Bandit and Chilli leave Bluey and Bingo with Nana. She could tell them stories about their youth, how she grew up, how she met Bob, and even Bandit's birth, all in flashbacks. The school festival. Of course, we all remember when we had a school festival, and if we think about it, we've never seen any kind of school festival in Bluey. They only had their gathering in the circus episode for the elections. But seriously, who gets excited about who's gonna be president? And the new president, Bandit. What would really excite us is to see some kind of festival at the school, where there are games, raffles, or even a fair. Some think this festival could be national, to include different cultures from around the world. Maybe each family represents a different culture, and they all share what they know about these cultures. We don't know. Maybe Rusty has relatives from other countries. Or maybe Grandpa Bob knows relatives who moved to India? Valentine's Day. We had to get to this point, friends. We all want to see what Valentine's Day is like in the world of Bluey. We've already seen Mother's Day, Christmas, Father's Day, Easter, and even Election Day. So we should also see what happens in Valentine's Day. I'm pretty sure many kids at Bluey's school will be super uncomfortable with the idea of doing a gift exchange. But who knows? Maybe we'll even see how other kids give each other gifts and feel butterflies. Right, Rusty and Indy? Captain and Mia? Ooh, Bluey's gonna marry Mackenzie. Another country in Bluey. Another interesting mystery is to see how another country would look like in the world of Bluey. So far we know there's Canada, and also the countries where the backpackers are from. Even Grandpa Bob traveled to India to find himself. But why we haven't seen any of these countries? It's obvious that they're not banned from leaving Australia, otherwise Grandpa Bob wouldn't have traveled to India. For this idea, we imagine Bluey going on a vacation outside Australia. Whether it's visiting John Luke in Canada, or the Hiller family deciding to take a vacation in France. Just think about the surprises we'd encounter in such an episode. What would French dogs be like? Will we finally see a pit bull? Will the food be different? The surprises are endless, my friends. All this sounds very exciting, so let's move on to the next episode idea. Graduation and adolescence. In our previous video, we talked about Bluey and Mackenzie's relationship in a possible episode, but now that I think about it, it'll also be incredibly interesting to see Bluey transitioning to adulthood, graduating from university. You know, graduation party, how she says goodbye to her friends, and of course, how she leaves behind her childhood and adolescence. Or who knows, maybe in another episode we could see Bluey having her birthday party. Can you imagine? Maybe at this party Mackenzie finally realizes he's completely in love with Bluey, and from there, their great love story could begin. It'll be a great start to show how Bluey and Mackenzie become a couple. Don't you think? But this is just a guess, so let me know in the comments what other ideas do you have for Bluey's graduation. The new kid. The next idea, which would be incredible and connect us more with other cultures in the world of Bluey, is that a new kid from another country joins Bluey's class. This little one will teach Bluey and Bingo about other cultures and traditions around the world. Maybe that's why the two girls want to travel to other countries to explore the world. And who knows, maybe thanks to this kid, Bluey will think about doing a school exchange to another country in the future. Mixed relationships. We know that the world of Bluey seems to be one of purebred dogs, and within this, mixed relationships might not be allowed either. But after seeing Bluey's son, this idea seems more possible now. Also, let's not forget that Winton's dad finally moved in with the terrier's mom, which means a mix of breeds. For all these reasons, we think it'll be an excellent idea to have an episode dedicated to this topic. It'll be interesting to know the rules within the world of Bluey, and finally see if Rusty ends up with Indy. In fact, there are so many pairs and ships that the fans have created and that we'd all love to see together. But tell me, what do you think of all these ideas? We'll read you in the comments.